All right. So this is Mentorship Masters Explain. We're going to talk all about, this is a live virtual event where I'm going to talk all about Mentorship Masters. We're going to talk about EXP as well. What we're doing here is absolutely revolutionary. And I'm super duper stoked. I'm super excited that you've joined me for this special webinar, this special live event. Now, it is live. It is, what is today? Today's the 24th. Next week, Josie and I are excited about going to Seattle for just the Labor Day weekend. I think it's Labor Day. I get these holidays all mixed up. But put in the chat where you're from. So throw it in there in the chat box, the Q&A box, whatever. Where are you out of? Throw it in there so I could see where my people are from. And while you do that, oh, we got San Diego. Oh, what's up? What's up? Okay, let me open the chat box. We got San Diego. We got Crystal from San Diego. We got, hold on a second. All right, let me put on my eyes. We've got Brendan from Southern New Hampshire. We got Mary Mann from Horseshoe Bay. What's up? We've got Andrea from Carlton. We got Sharon, greetings from Northern New Jersey in the house. We've got Sam Silver in the house. We've got Renita out of Pearland. And then we've got Tanya out of Baltimore, Maryland. We got Gina from Bellflower, California. Tori from Philadelphia. What's up? We got my main man, Charles, in the house from Austin, Texas. We've got Dee from Maryland. We got Janet from Los Angeles. I mean, it goes on and on. Susan from Branson. Mark from Hawaii. Charles from, from Austin. Okay, I see you guys. Ruth from Kingsland. What's up? Where are you from? Sarasota. I bet you it's pretty out there today. I was just talking to a guy from St. Pete. So that's Kevin out in the Sarasota area. I love Sarasota. You guys, you know, Sarasota has in my opinion, we've been to beaches all over the world. I think the prettiest beach you'll find is right there in the Sarasota area. I think you guys have, what is it? I forget the name of your beach, but then that Siesta Key, boy, that one's really good. We got Wendy from New York and so on and so on. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. We've got a lot of ground to cover. My intention is to have a 1-hour webinar, but I know you guys are going to have questions for Uncle Knolly, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to answer your questions. And the way we're going to format this, I'm going to talk for a little bit, share some things with you, and then I brought my business partner, actually didn't bring him, but my business partner, Brent Gove, is going to share the model explained. And I'm actually going to share his video version, because if I were to explain the model, we'd be here for 2 hours. And I know you guys got things to do. He does in about 30 minutes. So we're going to do that. And then I'm going to come back and share with you all about Mentorship Masters, how I've taken my $10,000 to $25,000 annual program and made it $0. You don't pay a cent. For those that actually decide to join us here at Mentorship Masters. Now, the reason you're here is you were invited by another Mentorship Master, because that's the only way to join the group is by invitation only. We got, let's see, we got Jason from Georgetown. Purnell, what's up, from Atlanta? What's up, Purnell? All right, so let's go ahead and with that, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen, and I'm gonna go right into, actually, before I do that, hold on one second. This is the joys of being live, y'all. Let me get what I was so into that music that I didn't queue up my presentation. So I'm going to do that right now. Did Uncle Knolly pick some good songs? I did, didn't I? Oh yeah. All right. So now I can go ahead and share. And we're going to go right here. All right. So this is the Mentorship Masters live masterclass. That's right. It's not pre-recorded. It is live. You can ask Uncle Knolly a question. You'll get it answered right here as well. So here's what you're going to learn today. And I got a little fine print, so I'm going to throw my glasses on for this one. So what you're going to learn is how to double, okay, your business, add a new passive income stream, and create an exit strategy by partnering with us without ever having to pay for coaching, training, or technology ever again. You're going to learn how Mentorship Masters are currently earning $250,000 or more while working 20 to 30 hours a week or less while taking nights and weekends off. You're also going to learn about the most revolutionary and lucrative real estate model on earth. And you're going to learn how to generate 3 streams of income for doing the same things that you're doing right now. You're going to learn all that. Now, I do have a couple of house rules, guys, couple of house rules. And the first house rule is that you put your phone on airplane mode. I know. I got my phone in front of me. I'm putting it on airplane mode right now. We like to check our devices and all that, but here's what I want. I don't want you to rob yourself of the opportunity. This is the opportunity that will not only change your life, but could change your grandchildren's lives and their children. So this is really I call it the opportunity of a lifetime. It's what I never wanted to learn, but once I learned it, it was life-changing. I want you to take notes. I also want you to write your questions down, and Uncle Knolly will answer them, I promise, at the end of the live virtual event. And then I want you to have fun. So if you've got questions, we do have a chat box. We have a Q&A box as well. You can drop your questions in, and at the end of our time together, at the end of the presentation, I will get to those. So a little bit about me, those that don't know, I've been an entrepreneur for 30 plus years. I've sold over 1,000 houses in my first 10 years in the business. I've launched multiple 6- and 7-figure businesses, and I'm now dedicated to helping you succeed at your highest level. One of the things I love to do is write books. So I've got a couple of bestsellers. One is Success with Listings, showing how I took over 1,000 listings my first 10 years in the business, and then triple my listings for agents that want to generate more listing leads. So I'm always, you'll find me writing a book or teaching a class or doing a seminar. It's just what I love to do. These are some images of me out teaching, training, coaching, and helping people. And by the way, I want to point something out. If you guys can see my cursor right here above my head, there's a guy that came to this class, and his name is Richard Anderson. And you might have heard me talk about Richard Anderson before. I didn't know him from anybody. He came to the class. He was a brand new agent, had never done a deal before in his life, never worked with a buyer, never worked with a seller. He came to one of my events, and he got the complete package that's now free in Mentorship Masters. He paid for it. It was about $1,000. And I didn't know it at the time, but later on, he told me that he was homeless. Listen to this. He was homeless when he came to that class. And if you can't see my cursor, it's right. He's right up here in the top right, wearing a black shirt. He came to the class, and he did everything that I told him to do. And he got his first listing within 1 week of that class. And it was a $539,000 listing. He went up against 5 other agents. There were 6 people that interviewed for the job. He got the job, even though he had never worked with a buyer, never worked with a seller in his life. He got it. And I'm going to share, you're going to learn some things today of why, many of our mentorship masters are kind of getting the same kind of success. But before we do, I want to take a look. I want Brent to come in. He's going to present via video. He's going to present the model explained. And again, the reason why I'm doing a video instead of me personally is because I'd be here for 2 hours explaining EXP. He does it in about 30 minutes. So with that, what I want to do is I want to share all about EXP through the model, what we call the model explained. And then I'm going to come back and share with you guys all that you want to know about Mentorship Masters, because Mentorship Masters is a phenomenal program where you'll be able to succeed at the highest heights and the highest levels possible. So let's go right into the video, and I'll be back with you when we're done.
Well, good morning. My name is Brent Gove. I am excited to be here today to tell you about eXp Realty. Now, before I kind of get into the details and what it's about, why everyone's so excited, why it's the fastest growing model in the country today, I want to tell you real quick, just a little bit about me, a little bit of background about your speaker here. I've been in real estate for 25 years. My first 12 years were at RE/MAX. My next 8 years were at Keller Williams. I really liked both companies greatly. And then I joined eXp 4 years ago. And what I'm about to tell you is what happened over the past 4 years. The greatest business decision of my life. It's like being at Apple when they started, being at Google when they started, Facebook, YouTube, Netflix, Amazon. In the beginning, those people, it's pretty special. So let's get into what eXp is all about. Now, in order to tell the story, I have to tell you about this man, Glenn Sanford. Once in a while, there's that special person that comes along. What I mean by that is there's 2 million agents and brokers throughout the US and Canada, but everybody has ideas on how to do it better. But he not only conceptualized the idea, he created eXp Realty and built it out. Today it exists, it's a cloud-based brokerage. It exists with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of support staff and employees for the agents, for our broker associates. And to kind of explain the whole cloud-based thing, I mean, you're all familiar with Netflix is a great example. This is a cloud-based solution to a brick and mortar problem. Blockbuster didn't think it was a problem. They were doing $5 billion a year. They were the 800-pound gorilla. They took out everybody. Remember? I mean, it's like a McDonald's or a Starbucks in every quarter and a Blockbuster. And they were at the height of their strength when Netflix came along, tried to sell their idea to Blockbuster. What a perfect company to buy it. They made the biggest $50 million, they're a $5 billion company. $50 million, I heard, is what they offered it. They passed. And so Netflix went and did what they said they could do, point and click, get a movie without having to drive down to Blockbuster and rent a movie, and half the time they're out. And so guess what? You know the rest of the story. Netflix took over. You look at Amazon. It started with books. Last year, the year before, they put out 8,000 major retail chains. Largest corporation in the world. They employ more people than any other company in the world. A truly Cinderella story. And then you got eXp Realty taking on traditional brokerages, shaking it up, doing it differently. I mean, isn't that what Uber and Lyft did to Yellow Cab? Isn't that what Travelocity and Trivago did to your travel agent? How about iTunes and Pandora and YouTube? People could do digital downloads of music instead of going to the record store. Remember a record store? Some of you don't even know what I'm talking about. But technology has always been there, and it's speeding up. And you could either be a part of it or get left behind. So eXp's got an amazing story of success. And there's really 4 pillars of eXp. Number 1 is leads. We help agents with leads. You need leads. You can have great training, but if you don't have leads, you're done. So we actually start with leads. I worked at RE/MAX 12 years. I think I got 3 leads in 12 years. I went to Keller Williams for 8 years. I don't think I ever got a lead from Keller Williams in 8 years. Then they said, well, we teach you how to, I get that. But what if we teach you how to fish too and give you leads? What's wrong with combining the two? That's pretty powerful when you combine the two. So we're not going to necessarily give you the leads, but we're going to give you tools to help you get anywhere from 60 to 100 leads a month on top of whatever it is you currently do. So I'm going to get into that more, so hang in there. But the 4 pillars, again, leads, and then there is training and education, and then there is stock ownership, equity, and then the 4th pillar is revenue share. Again, leads, training and education, stock awards, and revenue share. Those are the 4 pillars of eXp. It's why it's the fastest growing model in the world. And now we're going to get into the details, kind of into the weeds of what all that means. Pillar number 1, lead generation. I've never experienced it in 20 years. eXp actually helps in that area. We work with a company called KV Core. Google them. K as in Kevin, V as in Victory, Core as in the Marine Corps. Look them up. Watch their demos. Incredible. People pay $600 a month for this platform all day, every day for 1 year. That's a lot of money. Every eXp agent gets one for our $50 a month tech fee. $600 a month on your own, or $50 a month with eXp. They also get a Regis Corporate Suite membership. They also get SkySlope. They also get Breakthrough Broker. All 4 things for our $50 a month tech fee. So the cool thing, lead generation, again, KV Core, once you get it set up, and it does require a marketing budget. We give you the Ferrari. We give you a highly tuned BMW or Mercedes, but you got to put the gas in. Marketing dollars is the gas. You need to spend at least about $250. It's optional. You do not have to. But if you're willing to spend $250 a month marketing your website that eXp is going to give you, a KV Core website, most of our agents see anywhere from 60 to 80 to 100 leads a month. Well, at 100 leads a month, honestly, it's 2 to 3 leads a day is pretty much what you're going to get. A lead at 10, a lead at 4, maybe a lead at 6. And you're probably going to sell a home a month or 2. And if you're brand new, it may take you a month or 2 to sell a home or 2. But you call, it's getting you to the plate. You're swinging the bat, swinging the bat, swinging the bat. And when you get good, I've had people sell 2, 3, 4 homes their first month. That is a big deal. So on top of whatever you're doing, well, I don't like internet lead conversion. You know why? You've probably never done it. But if you just quickly return them, call them back in 60 seconds, the speed that you return that call, you're going to get a listing. You're going to put a buyer in escrow. And in a lot of markets, that's like a $10,000 a month deal. And if you do 12 of those in 12 months, that's an additional $120,000 a year for your family. So leads, pillar number one, is huge. And we help with that at eXp Realty. Now, the next one is training and education. We do live events. Here's a huge one we did here in Sacramento. They're the biggest events in Sacramento. Great stuff. We want to refine the agent. We want to build in assets and equity and help and really make them better at luxury real estate, at commercial real estate, at hiring their first assistant or their first buyer's agent or building a team. We work on it just like everybody else does, but we are after it. But they're showing up to our stuff. They're not, I asked the title reps and the home warranty, who else is doing that? Nobody. And so we are boom, and it's very exciting. Plus, we do virtual training. We have 10 to 15 live classes a day. You could raise your hand in the world, in the virtual world, and you can interrupt the commercial guy talking about commercial, the contract review broker doing contract review in your state. Hey, I have a question. I don't understand liquidated damages. What about arbitration? What about a notice to perform? Is it 24 hours? Is it 48 hours? Do the weekends count? You know, all that kind of stuff. We have this in the world 10 to 15 times a day. If you want to be learning based, and you should, you could invert that learning curve and get good fast. Isn't that excellent English? And if you get good fast, you're going to sell more homes, and selling more homes will change the life of your husband, your wife, your children. It's a part of making your dreams come true, or you could suffer. Your choice. Long and slow. Don't learn, go to a few classes here or there, or really start plugging in, challenging yourself, staying in the realm of being uncomfortable. Even coming to EXP, it's always uncomfortable. When I left Remax and went to Keller Williams, it was uncomfortable. When I left Keller Williams and went to EXP, it was a little bit uncomfortable, but every time it was better for my career. So I want to challenge you to take the next step in the evolution of your real estate process, and I'm telling you, it's EXP. So we have leads, we have training. Both are vital at eXp. And this leads to production. This leads to sales volume. This leads to being successful in leading in your city and in your state. 4 years ago, the first sign panel was me. There was no production. I helped bring production. You will help bring production to your city. Coldwell Banker had to start somewhere. Remax had to start somewhere. Keller Williams had to start somewhere. And eXp is starting somewhere, but they're going to take over. They are the next big thing in the market, and they're going to have a 10, 15, 20-year run, no problem, maybe 30 years, because they're the only company in the world making their agents owners, which is the third pillar, the stock and the equity. Probably one of the most exciting pillars. Honestly, I didn't understand it 4 years ago. I didn't understand the value. It's something that our children can inherit. It's called equity. It's called stock. It's called appreciation. I have friends that started with Yahoo and became like multi-millionaires. They were there at the beginning. I had friends who started with UPS and became millionaires through the stock at UPX. We've heard about Microsoft billionaires and Facebook billionaires. The people that were there, and you're at the beginning of a movement. Are you too late? We have 2% of the market. There's 45,000 of us. You're at the beginning of a wave. You like our stock at 45,000? Wait till we have 250,000 and all that revenue and profitability comes in. The stock may go up, it may go down. I'm not allowed to say what it's going to do. And past performance is no guarantee of future performance, but they're stock awards. You don't have to buy it. They're going to give it to you for hitting certain sales metrics as follows. When you sponsor someone at eXp, when they close their first sale, you get stock. You know, at Remax, I watched Dave Liniger become a billionaire. At Keller Williams, I watched Gary Keller become a billionaire. At eXp over the past 4 years, I watched Glenn Sanford become a multi-billionaire. I became a multimillionaire. That's the difference. That didn't happen at my prior two companies. And I'm watching this happen to everybody, not just me. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people. Some people just have 30,000, 80,000, 180, 500,000, $1 million. They are thrilled. It doesn't matter what they have. They're excited. I get trophies and plaques for 20 years. At eXp, we give those out too, but we also give you an equity position. It's a big deal. You're going to earn stock awards through sales metrics. When you our cap is 16,000 eXp, you get stock. If you refer an agent and they join eXp, you get stock. Someone says, is there a limit to how many people I refer? No. So I can refer 10 people and get 10 stock awards? Yep. I referred 40. Over 40 in my first 10 months, I got 40 stock awards. Could I refer 60? You can refer as many as you want. The bigger you help EXP grow, the more they bring you in that ownership equity position through the shares of stock. It's a big deal. And you think, well, I'm not a recruiter. That's like saying you're not a listing agent. You're a listing agent if you decide to be a listing agent. You just have to learn how to do it. I was 10 years in before I made that decision. It's the highest form of leverage is recruiting. First it's buyers, then it's listings. We all know listings have babies. They spin off sign calls, internet leads, family, friends, neighbors, coworkers. And then you build a team and you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 agents and you get paid 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 times a month. And then you buy a franchise. But the ultimate form of leverage is recruiting. So stop saying you're not a recruiter. I will help you recruit. The person who buy you, let's put a pretty word on it. We'll call it attract. We'll call it sponsor. At Keller Williams, we called it sponsoring people. You sponsor a child in Africa to eat. We do that too. So if that makes you happier, let's put a friendlier word on it and call it sponsor. I'm going to help you. The person who's having you watch it, you're going to get help. You may not be wondering if you could do it, but I'm telling you, we'll help you do it. And it pays major dividends for you and your family. This company is growing like crazy, and that is what we're talking about here, equity opportunities. And then finally, there's an Icon Agent Award. If you cap and do 20 sales, you can earn up to $16,000 a year. You do have to show up to our shareholder event and sign in. It's virtual. It's pretty easy to do. You teach a class once a year in the cloud. Super easy to do. What are you good at? LinkedIn? You get at video marketing, social media? Offer a class. If 5 people show up, great. If 500 people show up, great. It's virtual. I didn't have to pay for the hall. You don't have to pay for that stuff. Big money. Not at EXP. We're highly efficient. And then finally, we have an optional agent equity program. Our founder, Glenn Sanford, actually created a program for the agents to have equity. I mean, think of all the other firms. Coldwell Banker, Century 21, RE/MAX, Independence, big firms. Did they create an agent equity program? Like, how do we get our agents to have equity? Tell me about your agent equity program. Tell me about it. Probably doesn't exist, right? Let's be honest. So here's ours. It's optional. You don't have to do it, but you could sign up, set it and forget it. 5% of every closing gets to buy EXPI stock. That's our moniker, EXPI. Watch it, track it. We're publicly traded on the NASDAQ, but you get a 10% discount. And so that's pretty cool. And you can acquire a lot of stock this way. And we've been growing and growing. All right, here we go. So here's our fourth and final pillar. For me, it was the most exciting pillar. For years and years and years, I've referred people to RE/MAX. I got Starbucks gift cards, and I think I might have got dinner or lunch one time and a couple weekend trips to Ensenada, those $299 weekend cruises. In 12 years, that was it. And that's fine. I didn't care. That's how it worked. I go to Keller Williams, they have profit sharing. I refer 55 people. I start getting a little profit sharing. They would help create profit in the particular franchise they went to. If the franchise was profitable, I get a little bit of profit share. It was averaging like $700 a month, so that was pretty cool. But let me talk to you about our fourth pillar. It's a powerful pillar. It's why I left my brokerage that I loved. I didn't like Keller Williams, I loved it. And once I understood this, I had to leave. You gotta listen close. So here's how it works. This is the $16,000 cap at EXP. What Glenn Sanford did that was absolutely brilliant is he saved the first $2,800 on top for the referring agent. So if you sponsor somebody, and we'll call you the referring agent, and you sponsor them, if they cap, you get $2,800. Now in Sacramento, our average price is $400,000, so you sell about 7 homes to cap, typically, okay? So what if an agent only sells like 3 or 4 homes, like a half cap? Then you get half the $2,800, you get $1,400. Every time there's a closing, say here in the month of, pick a month in July, the following month, August 22nd, there's revenue share. If there's closing in January, the following month, February 22nd, the 22nd of the following month, there is revenue share. So it's pretty great. So let me explain how this works. If you tell 5 or more people about EXP, they unlock tier 2. They're gonna compensate you even more. Not only do you get the $2,800, now you get $3,200. If you tell 10 or more about EXP, you sponsor, you refer, you attract, whatever word you wanna put on it, you actually unlock the 3rd tier. It's compensation for contribution. Try that at your local company. Go send 10, 15, 20, 30 agents to your local company. Would they benefit from that? Absolutely, if they're productive agents, big time. How are you compensated? Most companies cannot compensate you because they're in literally bricks and mortar. They got to heat, cool, insure, turn the lights on, a janitorial coffee, phone systems and copiers and front desk people and tenant improvements and technology and computers. It's a massive overhead operation. They really can't. They're barely making it in most cases as it is. So here at EXP, it grows in increments of 5 till you get to 25. You refer 25 people in like 6 generations, 6 tiers. This is copied from Keller Williams. I've been doing it 25 years, except their profit share. And you don't know what that's going to be. You can refer somebody who sells 60 homes a year, but if the franchise you refer them to is not making money, there is no profit to share. That's how profit sharing works. It's kind of brilliant actually, but at EXP, we don't have the overhead, so we're just clean revenue share off the top. It's a beautiful thing. If you get to 40, it actually unlocks tier 7. I did that in like in 10 months, and you get 4,000 an agent unlimited. James, when we got there, I think we were 10 months in. Would we have like 10 people who were capping agents? Yep. So that's 10 times 4. That's 40,000 a year from just one of our 7 levels. It took 10 months to get there. Well, it might take me 2 years to get there. Okay. 2 years. It might take me 5 years. Great, let's get you there. How would you like to make 40,000 a year from just one of your 7 levels? And then there's level 6, all that through. Let's say that you tell 10 agents this year, I'll help you do it. The person who is having you watch this or watching it with you will help you do it. You get $2,800 per person. Remember, Glenn Sanford reserved the $2,800, that first little bit of the $16,000 for you. So if you help 10 people do it, you get 10 times $2,800. If they're capping agents, that's $28,000, okay? Now, if you help them each duplicate what you did, tell 10, I'm gonna say in this example, and it says example, in the next 5 years, you help each of those tell 10. That means they tell 2 people a year for 5 years, that's 10. And if 10 people tell 10, it gives you 100. And remember, it's $3,200 per agent, unlimited on that level. How many agents do we have on that level today?
409.
It's a lot of agents. Well, in this case, we're saying just 100 times 3,200, that's 320,000. They're capping agents. And you think, well, that's the trick. How do you do that? I set a goal to talk to agents who sold at least 10 homes a year. And so they were all capping agents. And yes, if they only sell 2 or 3 homes in your market, maybe that's half a cap, it'd be 1,600, right? But you get the idea. So 320 plus 28, there's 348,000 a year outside of real estate. So how long have you been in real estate? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years? I have friends who've been doing it over 40, 45 years. How much cash flow do you have coming in outside of real estate? For those of you that you're thinking, well, I already make $700,000, $1 million a year, $1.5 million, 348,000 is a pay cut. Remember, this was just with you telling 10. I told 40 in my first 10 months. So I ended up with quadruple this number, okay? So you do the numbers. Also, this is just showing two of our tiers. So what we have here is a 7-tier system. When these kick in, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it can be a lot more. For example, I said earlier, it took me about 10 months to get to the 7th tier, and we had 10 people there that were capping, which was 40,000 a year. But then I think a year later, what do we have, about 400? Yep. And then a year after that, probably 800 or 900, I don't know, something like that. Absolutely. Sound about right? How about this? This is more exciting. Ready? Yeah. My operations manager is here in the room today watching this. James Stroop, my operations manager. How many agents and broker associates do we have on my 7th tier today?
We have 2,220.
2,220. Let's just say 1,000 of them cap. They're in a market where they have to sell 6, 7, 8 homes a year to cap. 1,000 of those cap. You get 4,000 an agent unlimited. So if there's 1,000, well, let's just do 100 to make the math easy. That's 400,000. Then multiply that times 10, and then you can get to some pretty crazy numbers. And that's just one of the 7 levels. There's a reason Dave Liniger's a billionaire and Gary Keller's a billionaire and Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Of course, he made his billions before then, but there's a reason there's big money in real estate. You can do some great things if we want to build a large, flourishing sales organization. With me, with the person who brought you here, we will all help you. Even if you're not in my group, One Team, One Dream, Team EXP, because your success, even if you're not in my 7 tiers, benefits me greatly because EXP will do well if you do well. And I own stock in EXP. We own this baby together. This is the first agent-owned, agent-led, everyone says agent-centric, but agent-owned, agent-led worldwide effort. I'm telling you, let me tell you right now, straight up, in the next 10 years, we're going to have 1 million agents in 100 countries in the next 10 years. This is going to happen. My thought 4 years ago was I can do this. At least I think I could do it. At least I'm going to try. And so I left a company I love, Keller Williams, to try to do this. 6 months later, I'd done it. I told 10 in my first like 12 weeks. It's like one a week almost. And within 6 months, they'd all told 10. It didn't take 5 years. It took 6 months. Now, it may take you 5 years. It may take you 10 years. I don't know. We're all different. The average agent sells 6. You may sell 16 homes a year. You may say 116 homes a year. We're all different. It's up to the work ethic and what you put into it. But I'm going to help you do it. The person who brought you here, who's watching, will help you do it. There's a whole team of people. They're going to help you do this. Let's go worst case. You can't do it. The split's 80-20, the cap's 16 grand, and you win some stock awards for sales production. That's worst case. I don't know, that doesn't sound so bad to me. And but what if I don't like it? Then go back to the brokerage you came from. And they're gonna go, look, if you come back, we'll put you at 100% for a year, and here's a free office. And they're gonna parade you around. Look, he tried EXP, it didn't work. You will make money even if you fail at EXP. You're gonna make money because your old brokerage is gonna recruit you back, or somebody will, on a high split, a free office, probably even promise you some leads. Now, one great point, what Glenn Sanford did this last year, which is absolutely brilliant, and why the stock is skyrocketing, is he kicked in the 50-50 initiative. And what the 50-50 initiative is, he guaranteed to take half of all the revenues of EXP and pay it out to the agents through revenue share. For example, if he brings in $2 billion in revenues, $1 billion goes to the agents this year. That's you, that's me, agents and broker associates. Very exciting. And as our company grows and thrives, those numbers can explode. In other words, I'm telling you, it's possible that you actually get paid more than we're showing you on the board. Very exciting. I love the 50-50 initiative. So who do you talk to about EXP? Anyone throughout the US and Canada, and anyone in 9 countries. There they are, Canada. We're in 9 provinces of Canada. We're in the UK. We're in South Africa. We're in Mexico. We're in Australia, we're in Portugal, we're opening in, I think we just opened in France. We just opened Puerto Rico, I know that. Brazil, Italy, Hong Kong, there's talk of Malaysia, the Philippines, other countries. Don't know if they'll open this year or not, but I actually believe, I would not be surprised if we open 9 additional countries this year. We're currently in 9. That'll put us in 18 countries worldwide. Why was it not a big deal for me when Coldwell Banker International? Because my folks worked there for 25 years. They were 55-year real estate brokers. I'm a second-generation real estate guy. Why? It didn't mean anything to me. It was good for Coldwell Banker, but not me or my parents, Coldwell Banker agents. When RE/MAX went worldwide, it was kind of cool. Hey, RE/MAX is around the globe. But what did it mean to me in Sacramento, California? The answer is it meant nothing. Maybe bragging rights. Same thing, Keller Williams began to expand globally. That's awesome. Profit share is calculated from your local office. If you sponsor an agent, is that particular franchise profitable? Not Keller Williams International, what they're doing around the globe. So what it means to you is nothing. But what it means, I mean, it maybe make you proud about your company and some bragging rights, but at EXP, if an agent in West Palm Beach is killing it, if an agent in Denver or Bozeman, Montana or Seattle or British Columbia or Victoria or Ontario or Calgary or Hong Kong or Italy is killing it, it makes EXP more valuable. And it means everything to you and to me because you are a shareholder. Instead of a trophy and a plaque, and by the way, we give out trophies and plaques and recognition too, but is it terrible to get a stock award? I know 4 years ago when I joined EXP, a guy from New Jersey, you know how those guys are from New York and the Bronx and New Jersey, he's like, it's a gimmick. I'm trying to do my best New Jersey accent. It's a gimmick. I go, what do you mean? Is that $16,000 stock award? I paid in 16, they give me a 16,000. He goes, you don't know what that'll be worth. And it's 3-year vesting. You can't touch it for 3 years. We copied Keller Williams profit sharing. They have 3-year vesting, so we have it. It's brilliant, by the way. And he goes, you don't know what it's worth. I'd rather have a check. And I kind of thought at the same time, I think I would too, because I come from a real estate family. We buy real estate. We flip homes. We invest in real estate. We're not big stock market people. And so at the time, I'm thinking, yeah, I come with him. I think I would have rather have my 16 grand back. But EXP, thank you, Glenn Sanford. You know what? He gave me stock. He said, someday we may not be something now. It was a penny stock. We were not on the NASDAQ. But someday we're going to be something. And I asked him, I said, who do you work for? He said, Berkshire Hathaway. I go, well, do you have any stock awards or anything? He goes, nope. And I go, so if you cap and do 20 sales, and the guy was selling like 35 homes a year, so he would have capped and qualified for Icon Award. What do you get? He goes, well, nothing. I go, that sounds like more of a gimmick to me. You know, I'll take the $16,000 stock award and hope for the best. 5 years ago, I paid X to Keller Williams. 15 years ago, I paid X to Remax. I never got it back, not even the face value. Didn't expect to. You pay, your broker's got to make something. At EXP, we make you a part of the process. A rising tide rises all ships. It is amazing. You need to check it out. In fact, once you understand the equity position of an agent or broker associate at EXP, and you understand the revenue sharing component, and the training, the education, Regis and open the spaces, KV Core, the lead generation, our production goes, sales volume, we care about the client, we serve the client by training the agent at the highest possible level and pouring into the agent, making them better. Remax never did a thing for those 400 clients that I sold in 1 year. It was myself and my team that did all the marketing. We served the clients. And when we came to Keller Williams in 2009, Keller Williams did nothing for my clients. Your brokerage doesn't, they list with you, you work at Century 21 or Coldwell. Coldwell, Century 21 doesn't do anything. You do the work as the agent or broker. That level of service you gave at Century 21, if you move to Sotheby's or Christie's or Remax, you gave the same level. Remax is not going to do anything for your client. And so this is what you got to understand at EXP. It's the whole picture. It's very exciting. And as we grow internationally, it's a big deal for you. Again, a rising tide rises all ships. And so maybe the way I could put it is this way. At all brokerages, everybody helps people in the United States with the dream of home ownership. But the difference is, we also help agents with the dream of retirement. So Workplace, the back office, shows you all your escrows, shows you what's closing, when it's closing, if the file is clear, if you have stock, how much stock you have, when it's vested, what has vested, what you could push a button and sell out of your E-Trade account or a Ameritrade account. And then this is great. If you're watching this at home, at your office, wherever you're watching this, get your camera out, take a screenshot of this. This is a summary sheet of how EXP functions. I paid desk fees, royalty fees, and franchise fees for decade after decade. For over 20 years, I put 12 years into Remax, as you know, 8 years into Keller Williams, as you know. Both world-class franchises, great companies, wonderful people. But I paid desk fees, royalty fees, and franchise fees for years and years and years, decade after decade. I come to EXP, it's a national and international real estate company. You can't buy an EXP franchise, they're not for sale. You can't buy your way in, but you can build your way in. Think, well, I don't want to recruit anybody. Don't. I have agents that have just simply changed where they sold their real estate, won stock award after stock award, and have $3 million worth of stock today. That is a big deal by changing where you sell your real estate. And so here's the split. There it is. You want to know? 80-20. Pretty generous. I started 25 years ago on a 50-50. Anybody else? Maybe a 60-40, 70-30? All of our agents start at 80-20 because we don't have the overhead. We can pay you better. If you have more money, you can market your listings more. You can serve the client. You have more money to market your listings and serve the client at a higher level because there's more money in your pocket. Now, I meet clients all the time. Well, I'm at an 80-20 at my company. No, you're not. What do you mean? Well, I'm at Coldwell Banker. I'm at Century 21. I'm at Remax, Sotheby's, Christie's, Berkshire Hathaway. Those are all franchises. Every one of them, almost without exception, charges a 6% franchise fee. They always go, oh yeah. So you're not at an 80-20, you're at a 74-26. They get 26% of every sale you make, you get 74. At EXP, we're not a franchise. When we say 80-20, it's actually 80-20. And then we make it better. We cap it at $16,000. So say, for example, in your market where your average commission is 10 grand. If they get 20%, that would be 2. And then if you do 8 sales, what is that? 2,002 times 8 is 16,000. You capped. So a lot of people cap in like 7, 8, 9 sales. They cap. And if they do that in 6 months, that makes the next 6 months, they're not on an 80-20, they're at 100%. Your sales manager, your broker, wherever you are, you're not a recruiter, it's going to distract you. That's like saying you're not a listing agent. No, you should be a listing agent. It's one of the highest forms of leverage. You know what the highest form of leverage is? Recruiting. Make no mistake, Dave Liniger got out of showing property and taking listings and production, and he got into the highest form of leverage called recruiting and built Remax. And then Gary Keller used to show property and take listings. Then he built a small team and had that little independent brokerage with Dave Williams, Keller Williams. Then he bought out Dave, and he got into the highest form of leverage, recruiting. And he went on to build Keller Williams International, of which all of us just worked there. We'd say, man, they're debt-free. It's privately owned. It's amazing. That's like saying, I've lived in this home for 25 years. The seller paid it off. It's privately owned. It's debt-free. It's amazing. And how much do you have? I never really thought about that, but nothing. It's like, But you don't understand, my landlord will actually clean the pool. He mows and eds the lawn. If I need anything, he takes care of it while you paid off the house. Think about it. We're always telling people to buy assets, buy commercial real estate, buy residential real estate. What do? Rent. What do? Work for a big franchise. How's that working out for you? How long can you work this hard? How long can you keep going, grinding it? Well, I love it. I love it. I loved it too. But I tell you what, I had an 18 agent team doing over 100 million a year. Now I'm able to impact a lot more people than 18 agents and serve hundreds. I think this past year we closed. We got the numbers for last year. Do you remember the numbers? Closed mortgages, US, Canada, and the UK and Australia, and there was some South Africa in there.
7 levels, there were 40,207 transactions we closed.
40,207 families served by EXP agents and their families. You learn, if you will learn this model, it's financially irresponsible to be anywhere else. Keep asking questions. Make a commitment to me right now. Here's a commitment I want you to make. Make a commitment to stay in curiosity about the model. Stay where you are. Don't leave right now. Stay, but learn. And you're either going to expose it for what it is, a fraud, or you're going to learn that it's the real deal and you're going to be a part of it. Don't be like me. I resisted Netflix, till Netflix was huge. I was like, Amazon, what's that? No way. Uber, I'm not getting in someone's cab, but you know what? Uber succeeded in spite of my ignorance, in spite of my unwillingness to change, because I'm in my 50s and I don't embrace technology. It's just a miracle that I'm even here. I think technology is a good cup of coffee and a yellow notepad, but even I can make it at EXP. So it's really cool. So here's our model, 80-20 split, $16,000 cap, then you go to 100. Startup fees, $149 one time, $85 a month is our cloud brokerage fee. Again, $50 is a technology fee, $35 a university educational fee, it's $85 a month. And then there is a $25 broker review fee, and then $40 risk management fee, $40 per sale risk management fee, capped at $500 a year. Now, if, heaven forbid, you only sell 2 homes this year, you only pay $80. You don't have to pay the balance up to $500. I only sell 4 homes, then you're gonna pay $160 for your E&O, errors and omissions, to insure in case there is some sort of a problem with the transaction. You have insurance to cover it, like you do auto insurance. If you get a wreck on the freeway, it's covered. And so it's pretty reasonable, and the max is $500 a year. By the way, once you're at 100%, it does kick in a $250 transaction fee. Now, for you big ballers out there that sell 300 homes a year, 600 homes a year, you're going to be likely qualified for what's called our Mega Icon Team program. You have to have at least 10 agents, do over 40 million years in sales, and do a minimum of 175 transactions. If you check all those boxes, then you can be offered the Mega Icon Team program, which is you only pay $75 per transaction, not the $250. Well, that's not fair. They get a better deal than the rest of us. You build what they built, you can have the same deal. It is very fair, because when they do, some of these people do 500. We have teams that do 600, 800, 1,000 deals. We have a team that's going to do $1 billion this year. They pay $75 a deal. It's very fair. Their team gets health care. By the way, we have health care now. In fact, Cindy, your husband lost his coverage. You went to EXP. You found the coverage had vision and dental. Your other one didn't. And the price was even better. Is that right?
Yes, and it was a very simple, easy process, which I did not expect at all.
Absolutely. So it's brilliant. Very, very good. So these are our fees. This is our structure. Again, not a franchise. You can't buy your way in. You got to build your way in. And most people would rather write a check for 100 grand, 200 grand. You got to put your shit on the line. You got to talk to people. But I'm telling you what, man, the floodgates are opening. It's very exciting. Now, here's something for you commercial brokers out there. This is exciting. This is like going to change the world of commercial real estate. Ready for this? The split is 80-20. Unheard of. Commercial brokers, 50-50, 60-40, maybe 70-30. The stars, 80-20. Every EXP commercial agent / broker is 80-20. The cap, there's no cap in commercial, rarely if ever, $20,000 a year. $20,000 a year. Now here's the best part. If you make over 500,000 GCI, they give it back to you in the form of EXPI stock, $20,000 worth of stock. So effectively, what did it cost you to be at EXP? Nothing. Now there's a $250 a month technology fee in commercial, but you get Reonomy, Data Tree, and Build Out Elite. It's a top of the line CRM. I mean, we spared no expense. All 3 of those for $250 a month. It's crazy good. There is a $350 a month per commercial transaction E&O charge, which maxes at $5,000 a year. And those of you easy E&O brokerages, you could spend $10, $20, $30,000 a year on your E&O, so to max out at $5,000 a year max. And those of you that just do 4 or 5 commercial deals a year, big ones with the big commission checks, you're only paying $350 a deal. It's wonderful. Finally, there is a $250 per transaction broker review fee, because commercial packages are quite a bit more involved, and so the broker for commercial gets a $250 broker review fee for the package. All in all, it's a great opportunity if you want to build EXP commercial. EXP core values, we have them in spades. My favorite one is fun. I tell you what, EXP, making real estate fun again. We're going to Cabo. We have 1,000 people flying in for our mastermind in the tropics. In August, we have Tony Robbins flying in. We have an event. Tony Robbins will be there the 3rd day. It's like $197 for 3 days. Tony Robbins, the 3rd day for $197. 6,000 of us are going to be there. It's going to be incredible. People from all over the world. So bottom line, if you've seen enough, you're like, I cry uncle, I want to join EXP. Call the person who had you watch this, tell them I want to do this. And your next step is to go to join.exprealty.com. Do not go there alone. Go there with the person who had you watch this. Have them help you fill out the onboarding. You get stuck somewhere, it times out. You got to start over. If you're like me, that drives you crazy. So it is imperative that you go there with the person who had you watch this. Tell them, Brent Gove says, you have to go here with me and help me onboard. And there's a pot in there where it says sponsor. That's where you put their name, the person who turned you on to this. That's where I put Sheila Fairjohn. I literally watched this, and she says, are you serious about due diligence? I said, yes. She goes, type this in your browser, join.exprealty.com. I said, yes. And then she says, now you're going to see an EXP Realty application. You're not joining EXP, you're just making application. EXP actually will vet you. They're going to check you out, and then they will send you an approval letter if you pass the test, because they're going to see if you've got complaints against you with the Department of Real Estate in your state or province of Canada or wherever you in the world. And as long as your license is clean and in good standing with the local board, they will issue an approval letter saying, welcome to EXP, you're free to move your license when you like, but until you move your license, you're at your old brokerage. This is the next step, and you want to do that with the person who invited you here. There's Glenn Sanford, the day we went on the NASDAQ. We're up there with Apple and PepsiCo and Intel and Cisco. A very exciting day. Here he is. It was an honor. They allowed, there's Glenn in the middle, all the executive board of directors, key people at our company. There he is hitting they used to have a closing bell, but it was driving the traders crazy. So they now have a button, and then stuff goes off. It's very exciting. And there's our first day on the NASDAQ. The proof is in the numbers. It is undeniable. And then of course, there's Tony Robbins. You might know that guy. I've been in real estate for 20 years. I never had Tony show up at any of the events that my prior brokerages were at. But we hired Tony to come out and speak. He's going to be there the 3rd day, our final keynote. We think he'll do the job just fine. Amazing guy. Cannot wait to hear Tony Robbins. Over 6,000 people at our event in Dallas. It's at the Gaylord Resort. And then finally, again, just start the process, make application. This is how you do your due diligence. You'll get the ICA, an independent contractors agreement, read through it, get yourself approved, get that part done. So when you're ready to move, you can move in about 90 seconds. So in closing, what I want to say to you is this: 5 years from now, 7 years from now, where are you going to be? You can either be at EXP, thriving, winning stock awards and revenue share, making a difference in the world for your family's life, or if you choose to not even try, I'm going to find you. You're going to be running that office. You're going to be at your desk. You're going to be there at 7 o'clock at night, trying to get that listing, working with that buyer, kind of chasing your tail, just, doing what we do in real estate, and there's no end in sight. Be honest, it's exhausting. You love it, but wouldn't you like to have a chance to get out of the rat race, to make a difference in other people's lives, not just your own? And the only way you make it here is by taking your eyes off yourself, helping somebody else. You gotta help them. I didn't have to help them at RE/MAX or Keller, but at EXP, if you're gonna do this and get a lot of stock and revenue share, you gotta help other people succeed. So I can't wait to meet you at one of our events, either coming up in Cabo or our Build Conference this summer, August 17th and 18th and 19th with Tony Robbins, because we are building a legacy. We are building a future, something you can be proud of, something that is willable in perpetuity to your grandchildren's children. This is different, and I can't wait to meet you.
All right, all right, all right. Hey, we're still in the house. That was my business partner, Brent Gove. Absolutely phenomenal, fascinating. And it's all true. I've been here 31 months, and we had an interesting comment from Rob. He said, "Hey, it sounds like this is an old video. Maybe it was a couple of years ago." Well, actually, this video came out 4 months ago, Rob, 4 months ago, and it sounds old. Why? Because he said we had 45,000 agents. Today, we have about 65,000 4 months later. When I joined EXP, it was 31 months ago. We had 16,000 agents. Today, we have about 65,000. Just 31 months later, we have about 1,000 agents a month that are joining EXP. So it's an absolutely phenomenal opportunity. What I want to do, though, is I want to get back to the rest of our presentation. Hopefully, that was great for you guys. If you enjoyed Brent and presentation, give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. And so let me go ahead and get back to it, because I know there's a little bit more ground to cover. I'm going to go for about another 15 minutes. And then if any of you guys have any questions, Uncle Knolly, you know how I am. Uncle Knolly is going to be willing to stay for the Q&A. So first I want to get it back into quickly what you're going to get. So bear with me. Hang out there with me for about another 15 minutes. Janet, I see you have your hand raised, so we will get to you in just a moment as well. So Mentorship Masters. So the group that we created here at EXP is called Mentorship Masters. I promised I'd share with you guys all about it. And this particular group is Christ-centered and faith-based, okay? So we love the Lord and we love real estate. We're here to help you succeed. Also, you're joining a family that's really dedicated to your success. You started an 80-20 split. So actually 80-20 is the most you'll pay. You actually can generate more than 100%. You can hear. It's a low $16,000 cap. You can easily earn over 100% commission. We have monthly technology and training. It's only $85 a month. There's no franchise fees, no royalty fees, no desk fees, no hidden fees. You get to keep your identity. You use your own team name, logos, colors, branding, etc. So let's say, for example, I want to do Knolly Realty. As long as my state allows me to have that name, EXP doesn't care. I can have whatever colors I want, whatever color schemes I choose. All of that is completely up to you. So you're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. It's almost like having a computer. It might have an AMD chip or it might have an Intel chip, but it's still a Dell. Nobody cares what the chip is. Your clients really don't care. So on your branding, it's just powered by EXP, but you basically have your own company that you're able to operate right here. Now, you receive company stock awards for doing the same things that you're doing right now at whatever company you're with. You get KV Core, which is a lead generation website. If you go there right now, you can get it for $1,000 sign up plus $500 a month. Here, you get it absolutely free, or I should say it's included with your $85 a month. You get SkySlope transaction management software. You also, you can office out of there's thousands of Regus corporate suite locations. So if you want to have an office, you say, Knolly, I like going to the office. Well, you'll get a Regus corporate suite membership. You'll be able to go to any of the thousands of offices around the world. You get access to 60 plus hours of live training every week. We have more than 600 full-time employees. By the way, Rob, this is an old slide because now at EXP, we have over 700 full-time employees. So a lot of times people see that it's cloud-based and they're like, is anybody home? Oh yeah, the support is off the hinges. The support is amazing. We have a weekly coaching call that you have with me and our fellow mentorship masters. And now we're actually rolling that into our parent group, which is called Honey Badgers, where you're getting 6 coaching calls every single week. I get it. It's a little bit of overkill, but that's what we're doing for you. You get all of my systems, tools, and tools for free, including my pre-listing package, my editable seller guide, all my forms and everything else. You get a complete online portal where you can access hundreds of hours of personal training and coaching. You also get private VIP retreats with me and my mentorship masters. You have an exclusive accountability partner. This is huge because you're going to have your own one-on-one accountability partner that's another member of the group. And I'm showing you guys how to hold each other accountable so you never have to pay for a coach again, okay? And then you're going to have free training to help you grow your revenue share and so much more. For those of you that are like, Knolly, I've seen enough, I'm ready, you go to join.exprealty.com. You put down as your sponsor the person that invited you to this training. Now, I want to show you our organization here at EXP, because it's very important. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to pick your sponsor and to choose where you join, where you're at. So this is sort of my family tree, if you will. This is me here, best-selling author, sold over 1,000 houses. But then Kevin and Fred are my business partners, and they do 100 million in sales volume every single year. 100 million a year. They sell 400 homes a year, and they're directly in our what we call our upline. We have Curtis Johnson. He sold over 6,000 houses. Okay, he still runs a 25-person team, and he's one of our business partners as well. Chuck and Angela Fazio, they owned an 850-person independent brokerage before moving to EXP. And they brought their agents with them. They're thriving here at EXP. So they help with the training and teaching. Michael Reese and Jay Kinder, you might have heard of Kinder and Reese. They had a $10 million coaching company that they, when they heard about EXP, they said, you know what, we're going to do all this, but we're going to do it through EXP. So all of the tools, training, tactics, coaching that they did, they do it now for our group here at EXP. So that's another benefit that you're going to get. Albie Stasic, he runs a 35-person team. And he's also a coach. Cliff Freeman was voted #1 agent in Dallas, and he runs a 30-person team. And then, of course, we got Brent Gove. Okay, so you can see that Brent Gove is my business partner that just presented to you. So we have a phenomenal group here at Mentorship Masters. Now, if you have any questions, you can call or text Patty Lynn, or reach out to the person that invited you to the training. Now, people ask me all the time, and Knolly, is this the real deal? It sounds too good to be true. I get that all the time. And I want to show you this chart because nope, it's the real deal. Look at this chart right here. Right here at the top, you see Tony Pippinger. Tony came to me when he was, I think he was about 1.5 years into the real estate business when he came to me. Now this year, Tony, you know how much he's going to make in commission? Anybody have a guess? Well, Tony this year is going to make probably around $900,000 in commissions, and he's only in his 4th year in real estate. Look at Valerie Floyd right here. To the top right. Valerie Floyd, when she came to me, she was in her 2nd year she just started her 3rd year of real estate this year. Okay, this year when she came to me, she was making about $40,000 a year in real estate. This year she's going to make $350,000. Okay, just 16 months later. I mean, the list goes on and on. Will Gilliam and all these people that you see here, all of these mentorship masters are making 100, 200, 250. 500,000 or more. In fact, there's a couple of people here that are going to make right around $1 million this year, and they're all part of Mentorship Masters. They're getting the results. So the results are real. I say live your dream life right now. And what's your dream life? If you want to earn $250,000 or more a year, working 20 to 30 hours a week or less, have nights and weekends off, take 4 to 5 vacations a year, and be debt free, that's what I teach our Mentorship Masters to do at a high level. And get this, I teach you how to do this working 4 hours a day. Okay, it's very important to understand. Working 4 hours a day, you can reach this dream life. You know, one of my favorite quotes is, success is not achieved by way of hard work, but rather through right thinking. And part of right thinking is taking the right action. The right action for me was EXP. You know, I was 10 years at Keller Williams, 5 years at RE/MAX. When I was at RE/MAX, I was one of the top 10 RE/MAX agents in the state of Texas. I was ranked #7 in the city of Austin. And when that report came out by the Austin Business Journal, I still got a copy of it in the attic. I was ranked #7 out of 9,800 agents. My production was #7. And I got a call, ring, ring, ring. I got a call from none other than Gary Keller's office that Gary Keller wanted to meet with me. And I'm like, what's Gary want to meet with me about? And back then I was about to start my own independent brokerage. That's what I was about to do. I just got my broker's license, but I met with Gary. We met for, it was a 30-minute meeting. We ended up meeting for 2 hours. And he asked me a question. He said, Knolly, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I said, Gary, I see myself teaching, training, and giving back. That's all I want to do is teach and train. He said, I tell you what, he said, I can call Diana Kokoska on the phone right now. She runs our coaching division. She'll hire you on the spot. I guarantee you. So he picked up the phone. He called downstairs And Diana answered the phone. She says, hey, she said, well, Knolly, let's meet tomorrow. I met with her the following day. She hired me on the spot if I was to join Keller Williams. It was a big enough why. So I joined Keller Williams, and I was actually recruited to Keller Williams by Gary Keller. Okay, so I spoke in over 100 cities, 100 different offices of Keller Williams. I even did the anthem, the national anthem, the rap for Keller Williams. You look it up on Google, on YouTube, where I was rapping in front of 8,000 people in New Orleans with the Keller Williams rap. I did that every year at family reunion. But so it was hard. You talk about, oh, it's hard to leave. Yeah, it's hard to leave. But when you see the opportunity, it makes it a lot easier. And it's been 31 months for me. It's been phenomenal. At Mentorship Masters, we actually have 3 different kinds of agents that we like to help. Number 1 is newbie Ned. Now, Ned is in his first few years of business. He's not quite meeting his goals. And what Ned needs is to get his feet under him, and is confused about what to do to generate steady business. Now, think about this. I'm going to show you 3 kinds of agents. And what I want you to do, I want you to see yourself in one of these. Second is coaching Crystal. Now, Crystal has been in business for some time. She's gained a clientele and is coaching on a semi-steady basis. But what Crystal needs, listen to this, is to maximize her impact and income, okay, to move from feast or famine mode into, and she's confused about how to do it. So think about this. Newbie Ned is confused about the what, while coaching Crystal is confused about the how, okay? Now, our final agent that we help is Rockstar Rick. Now, Rick is on fire. He's making good money. He's constantly looking for ways to grow his personal and business life. Rick desires to grow, and his biggest issue is knowing who to hire or partner with so that he can grow to his ultimate potential. So all of these people have, I'm sure one of these resonates with you. Pick the one that resonates with you. And your issue is either the what, the how, or the who. And we help you with all of that here at Mentorship Masters. You know, we help new agents, we help seasoned agents. I had a gentleman, David Dutton, picked up the phone, called me up. He says, man, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Can you help me? I'm doing $10 million a year and I want to get to 20 million. We're helping all kinds of people here at Mentorship Masters. Now, we teach a method that we call spiritual business mastery. It takes too long to unpack this, so I'm just going to spend about a minute on this. But we study the 8 pillars, we call it, or peers to success, the 8 keys to success, which are mindset. You got to be thinking the right thoughts. Activities, you got to be doing the right things, okay, to generate results. People, systems, and tools, we call that leverage, okay, working with the right people, having the right systems, having the right tools. Money mindset is a big thing that we teach in Mentorship Masters. Now, think about this for a minute. I want you to think about this for a minute. Who taught you what you currently know about money? Just think about that. Who taught you what you currently know about money? Now think about this for a minute. Do they have, or did they have, the kind of money that you want? Okay. My dad taught me about money. God rest his soul. Beautiful man, great guy, but he never had any. So he didn't have a lot for me to teach, and he wasn't my ideal role model for learning about money. You know, Uncle Knolly made his first million when he was 29 years old. Okay. I made $2 million that year, and I've made millions and millions since then. I'm 51 years old now. So I've been for 20 plus years, you know, making millions of dollars, and I know how to succeed at a high level. I'm going to teach you everything that I know. Accountability is super important. That's the reason why we give you an accountability partner, so that you never have to pay for coaching again. And we also train you to your highest level. Plus, we take care of the 4 bodies. You have a spiritual body, you have a mental body, you have a physical body, and you have an emotional body. So all of us have 4 bodies. And at Mentorship Masters, we make sure that we take care and nourish every single body that you have. We do it by things like, you know, we have a book of the month and so on that we study as a group. This really is what I want to call your secret weapon to success, if you've been looking for one. We have a local agent mentor program. So if you're brand new in the business, or you bring an agent on that's brand new, we have local mentors, okay, in every major city that will hold their hand. And for their first 3 deals, they can shadow them on open houses, appointments, and they get that personal local help. So even though, you know, I might be in Texas, or your sponsor might be in Hawaii, wherever, it doesn't matter. You're going to have a mentor there locally, if you need one, to help you fill out the paperwork and do whatever you need on your first 3 transactions to get you up and running. There is a cost for that. That's a 60. So basically the way that works is for your first 3 deals, you'll be at 60-40, and then it goes to 80-20. If you don't need it, you don't have it, you don't get it, and you start at 80-20 anyway. A lot of times people say, I love my current broker and my company. And that was my deal. You know, I loved, before I went to Keller Williams, I loved RE/MAX. In fact, even after I joined Keller Williams, I would go to the RE/MAX office parties and I would go to the Christmas parties. And I didn't, you know, I was dumb enough to think that it was cool. I mean, and my broker, I love my broker. So I would still hang out with my broker, my former broker. We still remained friends, but I had to move where I knew the opportunity was. And I'm not one of those that bounces around. EXP was only my second move that I ever made in my 18-year career. People say it's hard to switch. Oh man, it's hard to switch brokerages, Knolly. Well, the truth is, it's actually very easy. We make it super easy for you. Everything's done online. You fill out the application, you name your sponsor, the one that invited you to this masterclass. You receive some additional emails from EXP and you transfer your license online. Everything is done online. In fact, we even give you what I call an easy exit letter. So this is a letter that you'll be able to, we've carefully crafted it so that you'll be able to share this with your broker, with your current broker, and let them know why you're moving on and why you're leaving. And we don't make it about brokerages, because if you start saying, hey, I'm leaving RE/MAX to go here, or I'm leaving Keller Williams to go there, they'll give you 100 reasons why you shouldn't do it, right? So we just make it about, look, I want to partner with Mentorship Masters because I believe that they're going to be able to help me in my career to take it to the next level, and they're willing to coach me for free. So it's an easy exit letter. If you don't have a copy of it, make sure you reach out to the person that invited you here, and they'll get a copy of that letter to you. We have weekly training schedule. I mentioned already with Honey Badgers, you're going to have an exclusive accountability partner that's just for you, right? So we pair you up with someone in the group, and then I teach you how to coach each other. I was a one-on-one coach. I used to charge $1,000 a month for this same thing. You're not going to pay for it. Private VIP retreats with Knolly and guests. Yes, we do them. We love doing live events. We just got back from a big one. And if you're comfortable going on live events already, then we're going to have those for you as well. Your seller book. We're going to make sure that you have your own seller book. Yep, that's the customizable book. Normally people pay $1,000 for it. You're not going to pay for it. Why? Because you're a part of my tribe. Okay. And so you're going to get this. And also anybody that you attract to Mentorship Masters, all right, they're going to get all of this stuff as well. We have the Overnight Celebrity Success Toolkit, which is all of the tools that I use to take over 1,000 listings my first 10 years in the business. You're going to get all that editable, completely customizable. It's in Microsoft Word. You pop my picture off, put yours on, and guess what? Boom, overnight, you've got all the tools that I've used to be successful for many years. Just like that, you're going to have it. We also have Discovering Your Divine Destiny. I believe that every mentorship master should know what their destiny is. I'm going to teach that to you as well. We have our Success with Listings crash course. You get access to all of this. You get your, if you want to become a coach, because people come up to me all the time, they're like, Knolly, I want to become a coach like you. Guess what? I'm going to teach you how to become a coach if that's what you want to do. And you can coach 10 people, charge $1,000 a month, okay? And it would only take you 5 hours a week to coach 10 people. Because they get 30 minutes, you know what one-on-one coaching is all about. Well, I teach you how to do that when you join. Now, the other thing is success with seminars. Maybe you want to become a speaker like I am and teach and train and coach and go out there and speak. Maybe you don't want anything to do with that. That's fine. You won't benefit from this, but if you do, I'm going to teach you how to become a public speaker and how to do seminars as well. You get a complete success system, guys. Also, the one other thing I want to mention, if you want to build a big team like my friends and my business partners, Kevin and Fred, have done, they do 100 million a year. They got 35 team members. They sell in 5 different cities. Okay. If you want to build something like that, guess what? They've done it. They do a 2-day workshop where you're going to be able to access all of that for free as well. It's all absolutely free. And so what I tell people is, go to join.exp Realty if you're ready. Okay. And we do have a success manual. Reach out to the person that invited you here. They'll get you a copy of this book as well. Look at all you get. We already covered all this. There's tons and tons of value that you're getting just by joining. People say all the time, man, I love my current broker. We talked about that already. People tell me, man, I'm at 100% commission. You know what my answer is? Why would you settle for 100%? It doesn't make sense. You know, EXP last month, EXP paid me $16,500 in revenue share. Okay. And they paid me $5,000 in stock. Okay. $21,000 in value that they gave me in 1 month. And I'm only paying $16,000 a year. So you can make more than 100% at EXP. People say it's hard to switch. We already covered that. Super easy to switch. I'm a brand new agent. Doesn't matter. We can help you. We've got the local mentor program for that. I need an office to work from. That's why we've got the Regis Corporate Suites. And people ask me all the time, man, Knolly, is this the real deal? It absolutely is. Just ask the person that invited you. So let's look at what we learned. We learned how to double your business, add a new passive income stream, and create an exit strategy by partnering with us without ever having to pay for coaching, training, or technology ever again. We also talked about how mentorship masters are earning $250,000 or more while working 20 to 30 hours a week or less while taking nights and weekends off. They're focusing on listings and they're following the system. We learned about the most revolutionary and lucrative real estate model on earth, that's EXP. And we also learned how to generate 3 streams of income: commission, stock, and revenue share, okay, for doing the same things that you're doing right now, no matter where you are. So if you're ready to join, go to join.exprealty.com. If you have questions, I urge you to reach out to your sponsor. That's the person that invited you to this presentation. Reach out to them and they'll be happy to help. Now, I know that some of you guys have questions. Hey, if you've seen enough to make a decision, make a decision. I love you guys. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Hey, Uncle, we're about making real estate fun again. So I got my fun shirt on. I appreciate you guys for being here. If you still have questions, I'm going to hang out and answer questions. But if you don't have any questions, you know, you're free to go and reach back out to the person that invited you so that you can get your questions answered. All right. So I see that there's several. If you've got a question, here's what I want you to do. Go ahead to the Q&A. There's a Q&A box. In fact, I've got to find it myself. And let me see. Let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. View. Raise your hand if you've got a question, and I promise you, I will get to it. So let's see. Let me pull, hold on a second. I'm just looking through here. I see Rob has a lot of questions in chat. It looks like Rob doesn't understand a lot, and that's cool. A lot of people don't. Rob was asking about, you know, where do you meet a client? When I meet a client at their house. I took over 1,000 deals. I had 2 people come to my office in over 1,000 listings. So the question I would ask is, how many listings have you taken? Okay. And I've taken over 1,000, and twice a person asked me to meet at my office, and I could have easily met them at a title company or anywhere else. Hey, Nikki says I look sharp. I appreciate that. Thanks for the presentation, says Sharon. Okay, if there are any other questions, let me see, guys, because okay, here we go. I think Thomas has his hand raised. So Thomas, I got you unmuted, buddy. Did you have a question? Or hold on a second. Let me go ahead and unmute yourself, and you can ask your question if you've got one. Thomas, you there, buddy? Thomas, did you have a question? I see your hand is raised there. Nope, I don't think Thomas has a question. Oh, he unraised his hand. Okay, cool.
Sorry.
Right. Oh, no worries, buddy. No worries. Love you, Thomas. Hope you're doing good, buddy. If there's any other questions, go ahead and pop it in the chat, because I do not see. Let me see. Hold on a second, guys. Let me see if I can. I don't see my Q&A panel here, so it is just not there. So, okay, I see participants. All right, so with that, what I'm going to do, it doesn't look like you guys have a lot of questions. I know we covered a lot of ground together. I appreciate you guys. Oh, somebody said, two big favors. Give us a little shift wrap. Let me tell you something. How does shift wrap go? Let me tell you something just to show as I'm rapping. Everybody knows shifts happened in 2008. I was having me a ball. Then by 2009, man, my sales hit the wall. But you know, I don't stop. You know, I don't quit. You know, I have the shift. No, anyway, that's a couple of bars of that. So I gave you a little bit of shift wrap. And then what else did he say? Oh, take off my hat. You know, y'all know the hat doesn't come off. Uncle Knolly don't take off the hat. Look at it. It ain't coming off. No, 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 no. What's up? Hey, I took it off and I still look good. What's up? All the way around, Uncle Knolly looks good. Some people wonder what's under the head. Well, there's a whole lot of stuff under the hat. When you join Mentorship Masters, you're going to tap into it. All right, so Jasmine said, go, Knolly. Hey, I love you guys. I always like having fun with y'all. You know, take stock of what you've listened to and learned. And if it's not for you, don't be part of it. If you feel like it's for you, then what I say is go ahead and you know, reach out to the person that invited you. Okay, I see a couple questions here too as well. Tiffany, hey Knolly, I'm a fellow EXPer. I joined your email list last year, hopped on the call. I'm in the 5th year of real estate, but I'm looking to invest in myself, and I think I need some coaching. Okay, so we could talk about that offline, Tiffany. Hit me up in Workplace, since you're part of the EXP family. We have Workplace that we can use. Oh, I want to show you guys something too. I know a lot of people have jumped off, but the ones that are still on, I'm going to show you something. Oh yeah, so George says, I think George has a great question. George's question is, some people say that EXP is like a pyramid scheme. Could you talk more about that? I think that's a great question. So pyramid schemes. Hold on, let me see if I can. No. Okay. So pyramid schemes, George, are illegal. They're federally illegal. So anyone that has a pyramid scheme will be arrested, put in jail, and probably in federal prison. So pyramid schemes are not allowed in the United States of America, at least. I don't know about other countries. So we're not a pyramid scheme. What we do is phenomenal. So what Glenn Sanford did, and a lot of people say EXP is an MLM. That's also not true either. So here's what I want to explain. EXP is a brokerage. That's it. We're a brokerage. So if you come to EXP and all you want to do is sell real estate, okay, you're going to be on an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap, okay? And you'll be living a good life. Because I know my cap at Keller Williams was $25,000, plus I had a 6% royalty and a $3,000 I think it was a 6% franchise fee and a 3% royalty. So I'm paying a lot less here. Now, what Glenn Sanford did was he said, how can we compensate our agents for helping us grow? And he looked at every model out there. He looked at this model, that business model, this one over here. And lo and behold, he had to go to the multi-level marketing industry to find the best compensation model on the planet, because he wanted to give us as much money as possible. And so our compensation model comes from the multi-level marketing industry, exactly like Keller Williams' model does. It's no difference. It's the exact same model, except we pay on revenue, not profit. Okay. So my profit share last month, and I was at Keller Williams for 10 years. I had a lot of people come over. My profit share last month was about $52, I believe. My revenue share was $16,500. Big difference. And the reason why a lot of these offices can't do it, I toured the Santa Monica office of Keller Williams with the broker of record, Tony Patillo. She's now with us here at Mentorship Masters, but she was the broker of record for 13 years, over 400 agents at that one office. And she shared with me, they're paying hundreds of about $200,000 a month in rent. So when you look at the expenses that these offices have, they can't do what we do. We don't have overhead like that. So we're able to give 50% of every dollar. A dollar comes in, we give 50 cents back out. So that's a whole nother separate stream of revenue that if you choose, George, to tap into it, you can, but you don't have to. And then we have stock, which is another revenue stream as well. So you can take part in any or all of the opportunities at EXP. Mark asked me to explain why I eventually came to EXP, and I think I did. My heart was always in, I'm a giver. I like to give. This is the company for givers. This is the reason why you see people like Grant Cardone and many other celebrities. If you look at some of the biggest celebrities in the real estate space, you'll see that they're joining EXP. The reason is because if you're a giver, you want to figure out how can you get your products out to the people without them having to pay for it. With EXP, I was given a gift, an opportunity to share all of my knowledge, all of my wisdom, how I did a phenomenal business, and all of my tools to the agents that partner with us for free. And it was like a no-brainer. So instead of you having to pay $10,000 for one program that I had, or $25,000 for my inner circle, guess what? Now it's free. It's just part of EXP. It's part of the program that we run through our group here at EXP. Now, I promised I would share one other thing with you guys that are still on the call, and I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to share my behind the scenes type stuff. So this is, just so you know, this is our portal. We call it the Success Portal. It's the Mentorship Masters Success Portal. You get a tech support person, you get a success coach when you join us. We have our weekly coaching calls. We talked about that. We have Mondays at 3, Tuesdays at 11, Wednesdays at 12, and Thursdays at 10. So we have that schedule. Now, when you join Mentorship Masters, you're going to get the welcome video from me, but you're also going to get your first 30 days, because a lot of people don't know that success is about doing the right things in the right order. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through, hey, here are the things that you need to be doing your first 7 days. Okay, put together a short bio. You're going to take your disc profile and so on, right? Then days 8 through 14, you're going to do these things. And then, oh, by the way, because you're part of Mentorship Masters, you're going to be able to say things like over 1,000 homes sold. Why? Because you're now part of our elite group. Okay, just like when you join a team, but we're not taking a team split, but just like when you join a team, you get to use the same stuff that the team uses. So now you get to say, hey, I'm part of Mentorship Masters. Fool. Now you don't throw the fool in there, but you say, I'm part of Mentorship Masters. We sold over 1,000 houses and I'm confident we can sell yours. Okay. So I give you all kinds of tools to succeed. We even put that on our sign, by the way. And days 15 through 30, you're going to do these things. So that's your first 30 days. And then once you're really completely adapted into EXP and Mentorship Masters, I'm going to give you a 12-step system for success. Okay. So step 1 is going to be your 30-day checklist. Step 2 is going to be the orientation that we take you through. Step 3 is going to be our partner fast training that Michael Reese put together, one of my business partners. Super phenomenal training, and so on. So you go through all 12 of these, and I guarantee you it's impossible. Let me say it again. It's impossible to fail when you have this system. Now, here's the other thing. We have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours of training in this portal. So you can open any library, like library number 2, and you can read, okay, I want to know about the number 1 reason why most new agents fail and what to do about it. That's a training that we put together. She's making $10,000 a month in real estate, learn how, and so on. So we have tons and tons of training. All of my tools are in here as well. Scripts, I mean, you name it, it's all here. If I was to share with you everything in this portal, we'd be here for hours. So the last thing I want to show you is that we also do have our, what we call Workplace. It's an internal EXP platform where we communicate with each other. So anybody that's at EXP, you can communicate with each other here as well. And so when you look at our schedule, let me just show you, because our schedule has actually expanded. This is our Mentorship Master schedule. Mondays at 1 and 3. Mondays at 1 p.m. And then we have every Tuesday and Thursday, we have Double Your Business Live. That's with my business coach, Jay Kinder. He's going to share with you how to double your business coaching. So Tuesdays, you're going to have Power Hour and Q&A. So that's where you just get on for an hour and just ask questions like, hey, a seller told me this. What do I tell them? Whatever the questions you have. Wednesdays, we have at noon. And then Thursdays at 10, we have coffee and coaching. And then we have a Thursday at 3 and so on. So, I mean, look, the training goes on and on and on. And if I was to show you the EXP training calendar, it's absolutely phenomenal. It's crazy. So you're going to have anywhere from 50, 60, 70 hours or more of live training classes. And get this, in order to teach a class at EXP, the agent typically has to be an icon. And that means they're making $250,000 or more a year in the business. So you're being trained not by the guy that just got his license, but by the person that's making $250,000 or more. All of them are making at least 6 figures in order to be a trainer at EXP. So you're gonna, the training is just completely off the chart. So those were the 3 questions that we had. I did go ahead and answer all of those. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss you guys. I love each and every one of you. And I ask you to reach out to the person that invited you to this live event. Yeah, baby. And ask them any other questions that you have. Thank you so much for your most valuable resource, which is your time. And I will see you and catch you on the next one. And hopefully I'll catch you inside Mentorship Masters. All right, give me some love. Let me know that you enjoyed it in the chat. And we're gonna go ahead and go out. Okay, I see a thank you, Knolly. From Nikki, thank you, Nikki, I appreciate it. Alicia gave me some hearts, I appreciate that. Chuck is saying great stuff. Patty Lynn is saying terrific. I see Chandlin with a big thank you, wonderful. Appreciate you, Knolly. That's Purnell. Thank you, Purnell, for being on. I appreciate your time. Steve says I'm a fan. What's up, Steve? High five, baby. Love you as well, brother. King Knolly, that's my boy Mark. He's in Hawaii doing it. Mark is our number 2 recruiter out of all the mentorship masters we have. Darlene says you're a true giver. Thank you, Darlene. I used to be very, I'm going to say this. I used to be very, very stingy, very selfish. But what I learned is when you find a selfish and stingy person like I used to be, what that's a sign of is it's a sign of a person that was deprived of as a child. And I was deprived as a child. I got to say it. I was abused as a kid. I mean, I don't want to get into that here, but the Lord allowed me to get over that and go into, because every single person is a giver. That's our true nature of the human being, is to be a giver. So thank you so much. It took me years to discover that. Thomas says, great. Rob says, what's for lunch? You know what? I just had my lunch. We're on a Rob, you don't even want to know. We're on a 5-day cleanse, and I just had my lunch, and it was celery juice with apple and ginger. Okay. So, when you talking Uncle Knolly lunch, y'all see how some of you guys have seen my figure. I got to maintain that girlish figure. Jasmine says, highly appreciate you for setting aside the time to speak to, our people, our prospects. And then Jason says, you are a difference maker, Knolly. Thank you. All right. Appreciate the love, guys. I'm truly going to end it this time. And I love you. And I'll see you on the next one. God bless.